Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining me today. My name is Pamela Hazelton. I'm a business consultant with focus on marketing and e-commerce, and I'm a longtime contributing editor to Practical E-commerce. I'm super excited about today's topic. So who's ready to talk about 7 simple ways to grow repeat customers? On average, repeat customers account for 40% of a company's sales revenue. Surprisingly, though, the average online store devotes 80% of its marketing budget to acquiring new customers. So let's change that. Today we're going to talk about why repeat customers rule. They will be your most valuable buyers. We're going to talk about the stats you need to know. 7 ways to encourage repeat purchasing. How to calculate key metrics and determine the growth. And then we'll see some examples from some awesome sites. So let's talk about why repeat customers rule. The reasons are very simple. They have no acquisition cost. They already exist, and they cost less overall because once they've shopped with you, they already have an idea of who you are, what you stand for, and what you sell. They spend more than first-time and second-time buyers. There are some simple key steps to encourage repeat customers. Repeaters spend 3 to 7 times higher per visit, and their RPV outranks new shoppers up to 9 to 1. And they spend more at key times, like during the holidays. Repeat buyers keep you in business, even during recessions. And they bring you more customers because repeat buyers are happy customers. And that boosts the percentage of them who are talking about you. The likelihood of a shopper making another purchase, after one purchase, it's about 27% on average. After 2 purchases, it's 45%. And after 3 purchases, it's more than half, 54%. So it's pretty clear why you need to focus on efforts to build your loyal audience, your loyal customers, the ones who are constantly coming back over and over again. And there are 7 simple ways to make this happen. First, we need to optimize the website for conversions. This is done many different ways, including streamlining the site's navigation, the search functionality, and the checkout process. We need to make sure we're including context of use, images, and video. That's media that shows the product in action, how it's actually being used, rather than just showing what the features are. We need to focus on product benefits over the features. The features are the technical specifications, for example, when the benefits are what the consumer will appreciate, what they'll get out of owning the product. We need to make sure we're shining the spotlight on the things that build trust, such as the company's transparency, generous return and exchange policies, customer reviews, privacy, security, those trust badges. We need to make sure we're decreasing the page load times. We are in a very mobile world, so the website needs to load fast. And we need to make sure, above all, that the website is mobile friendly. The second step is to personalize the experience without being creepy. You want to use tools to learn about the shopper over time and display relevant content based on the true browsing and order histories that are taking place at the store. You want to be careful about utilizing services and tools that track this person all around the web, because then when they get back to your store and they start seeing content that relates to something they did at a travel site 6 weeks ago, that's kind of creepy. So you need to be very careful about not crossing the line. Very few sites can get away with this. And you want to make sure you're storing only the personal data that you actually need and be clear about the information you're collecting and how you're using it. Step number 3 is to provide stellar customer service. First and foremost, you have to be reachable. So make sure you're displaying your phone number, email address, and other contact information prominently. If you offer live chat, and every e-commerce site should, make sure that it's easy to use. And be present on social channels. Don't just have an account there, but actually monitor them. And make sure you're on the networks that are most important to your target audiences. You also need to be sure that you're addressing issues quickly. Email and chat correspondence should be responded to within a day, if not hours. People are very impatient and they want answers. Make sure you're honest and upfront about all the different policies, including returns and exchanges. A big part of customer service is also how products are packaged and shipped. So make sure that your shipping department is doing its due diligence, making sure that products are adequately protected and that they're being shipped in rugged containers so they aren't damaged by the time they reach somebody's doorstep. And make sure whenever a customer has a problem to empathize with that customer, even if it's not your fault. Empathize and apologize. Hey, I'm sorry that you're having this problem today. I'm here. I'm going to do everything I can to try to help you out. It could be as simple as emailing them a tracking link or giving them the phone number to their local post office. Be helpful. Number 4 is following up on the sale. You want to make sure you're sending an email to confirm the order was received and that the customer is happy. A lot of companies like to avoid any negativity in these emails, but you want to be inviting to the customer. You would much rather a dissatisfied customer reach out to you privately than post about the situation publicly. The follow-up email should also encourage customer reviews so they can help other people make good decisions. Be certain to remind them of the return and exchange policies and provide contact information. And finally, invite them to come back and shop with you again. Loyal customers love to be thanked and rewarded, and you want to do this properly. Loyalty programs encourage repeat purchases. They're an excellent way to tell a customer, thank you for trusting us. We want to make sure that you can earn something back. So for every dollar you spend with us, we're going to give you a point or 2 points or 5 points. And when you reach X number of points, we want you to use that to either get a free item or get a discount or get free shipping. This works because it's rewarding a customer for their actual activity, unlike a standard site-wide coupon where everybody gets the discount. A loyalty program rewards the customers who are loyal to you. Speaking of coupons and discounts, you want to be careful with how you're running your sales. You need to focus on trust and service, not the unwanted expectations of savings. It is very easy to guide your customers into the trap of, I'm not ready to make another purchase, but when there's a sale, I'll think about it. Or, hey, I really love these new pants, but I'm going to wait until they go on sale. That's what you want to avoid. So running too many sales or coupons can backfire on you. So you want to make sure you're implementing targeted and personalized offers to your loyal customers. And consider incentive-based discounts. Those are discounts that people can get if they spend a certain amount of money, such as if you spend $50 or more, we're going to give you free shipping. But because you're a loyalty member, we're going to knock that down to $25. That's incentive-based. There's also the tried and true thank you. a simple thank you email or a handwritten note dropped into the mail or into the shipment. Or if a customer's gone above and beyond for you or has given some valuable feedback, you can pick up the phone and just say, hey, thanks for everything. Thanks for being a loyal customer to us. Those two little words, thank you, can go a very long way. From the latest box office hits and season finales to national feel-good news, you want to find ways to take advantage of trending topics. These are things people are talking about all across social media and often results in the popularity of hashtags and memes. By harnessing the power of trending topics, you can better engage your visitors, shoppers, and repeat customers. For example, a site that caters to brides-to-be could have had a lot of fun having a poll or discussion about who Becca from The Bachelorette was going to choose. And many types of businesses could have taken advantage of creating their own off-ramp meme. When you reference the latest trending topics or memes as it suits your business, it lets people know that you're in the now, your content is fresh, and you're with the times. You can also utilize popular products to sell your own. Blend Tech has been doing this for well over a decade, and in its latest episode, it actually blended an Amazon Echo. It's also not a bad idea to react to what's popular or important to your target audiences. Just be careful that you don't get too political or too religious or too volatile in your remarks. Finally, you want to encourage honest feedback. Some of this may be positive, but typically when people take the time to give thorough and honest feedback, there's going to be some negative. So you need to convince all of your customers that their opinions matter. Keep in mind that most customers, when disappointed, won't say anything directly to you at all. And that's where surveys come into play. Typically, surveys should be short and sweet, 3 or 4 questions, 1 or 2 minutes tops. Customer surveys are a great way to get a gauge on what's going well and what's failing. Lengthy and detailed surveys are sometimes acceptable, but expect to get fewer and fewer responses to them. Either way, whenever you reach out to a customer and ask for them to answer questions, it's always best to offer them some sort of thank you or reward for doing so. This could be a coupon or an entry into a sweepstakes or giveaway. It doesn't necessarily have to be something big. Nothing is worse than thinking that the time you spent giving honest feedback wound up falling on deaf ears. Finally, follow up with the customer. Let him know what changes have been put in place to make sure that certain things don't happen again. Once you've taken the steps to boost your store's repeat buyers, you want to calculate the growth of those repeat customers to see if you're doing a good job. There are a couple of simple calculations you can run. The first being the repeat customer rate. This is when you take the number of customers who have purchased more than once and divide it by the number of unique customers, or the number of customers who have purchased more than twice divided by the number of unique customers. I suggest running these calculations on a month-to-month basis, but not make a lot of changes in the interim. You really need a good 6 months worth of data to really determine success. Another calculation is for the purchase frequency. This is the number of orders placed divided by the number of unique customers. For the average order value, you'll divide the total revenue during that period of time by the number of orders placed. And once you have those figures, you can come up with your customer retention value, which is the purchase frequency multiplied by the average order value. The best way to measure is to get these numbers now before you make any changes. And then over time, you're looking for increases, not decreases. So let's take a look at just a couple of websites that seem to really be on track with building and maintaining their repeat customer base. These are their most loyal customers. The first is Adagio Teas. Adagio has a great grasp of their target audience of tea drinkers, specifically people who want to drink all natural or all organic teas. The core website design hasn't really changed in about a decade. And that's because they relied so much on user feedback when they implemented a lot of different elements, and it just continued to work. For example, they use a rating mechanism to tell you how popular that tea is. And then they continue to sell their sample tins, which make 10 cups. It's a very popular product across the board because it means that for just $2, any of their customers can try any of the teas. Adagio has built a real sense of community with their customer reviews. Some of the teas have upwards of 5,000 to 6,000 customer reviews. But there's something else they do that not many other places take advantage of. Adagio allows its customers to create their own concoctions, their own blends of teas. And then they can name those blends and promote those blends. And when those blends sell, they can receive credit that they can use in the store to purchase other teas. Adagio also offers points for detailed customer reviews. So it gives customers more of a reason to go back to the website to write a review. But when they're back there, they see more of what Adagio has to offer. The end result is customers who have been retained for 10 plus years. Fitbit is the manufacturer of various smartwatches and fitness trackers and related accessories. This company has taken things a bit further because they have also built a true sense of community around the devices themselves. The Fitbit app allows you and other Fitbit users to run in challenges, either on a weekly basis, a weekend basis, or across certain types of trails. This, coupled with the blog and the message boards, creates a grand sense of community. The beautiful thing about this is people who choose to use a Fitbit aren't doing it just because of the device, but because of the whole motivation and sense of community that they get from other Fitbit users. So when they're ready to upgrade their device, they're much more apt to purchase another Fitbit. Strings and Beyond caters to guitar players. They primarily sell strings and accessories for electric and acoustic guitars. Their site is very simple, and typically their deals center around 10% to 15% off coupons. Their prices are not always the best, but they try to remain competitive. But they make up for it in their customer service. Strings and Beyond typically ships your order the same day, but they take advantage of the little thank you aspect. Every packing slip includes a quick notation, either by someone who processed the order or someone who shipped the order. And it simply says, thanks, and somebody's initials or somebody's name. Sometimes they'll throw in a couple of extra guitar picks. Sometimes they'll throw in an additional freebie. Anything that they have that's extra. And it keeps people very happy and it keeps them coming back. When you realize the truest value of the repeat buyer, things start to change a little bit. Rather than spending only 10 to 20% keeping those customers happy, you might want to shift a higher percentage of funds over there. instead of putting most of your attention on getting new customers through the door. Repeat customers really do rule everything that we do because they're the ones who keep us in business no matter how hard the economic times. The stats have told us what we need to know, that we need to shift some of our focus to build up that loyal customer base and show them how much we appreciate them. We know that the steps to grow repeat customers are rather simple. Some of them may require third-party tools. Some of them may require some investment of time and money. But all of them are attainable. By calculating key metrics, we can determine if the changes that we've made are helping or hurting us. And by reviewing other sites, some who are competitors and some who are not, and looking to see what they're doing right, we can get the inspiration we need to get excited about finally embracing the most profitable customers we have.